Thank you, Ashok sir, and good morning, everyone. Those who are in India, good evening, uh, friends who are in US, and good afternoon, those who are in UK. So I'm again back to you. My name is Swarna. Let's continue the week wisdom sharing of week 3 with today's topic is 7 Essene relationship, mirrors of relationship. So we have seen yesterday Arishad Vargas. Those are the challenges of life, and we have seen how to overcome those, or at least control those in order to get happiness and pleasure in our life and walk towards our purpose of life. So today we're going to see 7 Essene mirrors of relationship. So we know the relationship means it has two words like a relation and the ship. So the relation takes from one point to another point, just like a ship. So that's why it's called relationship. And this relationship is like a communicating with yourself, or it can be communicating with others in terms of actions, words, or talk or speech. So here, why we have seen in this 7 Essene mirrors of relationship is like scenes are the old ancient evolved souls who were there during 2nd century BC until 2nd century AD, and they have gave us some principles that reflects ourselves in 7 ways. So in terms of relationship. So here we reflect ourselves in 7 kinds of relationship. That's what 7 Essene mirrors talk about. And the relationship we have with the people in our life in the form of choices and actions and words we make. These relationship shows that what is going on within us and frequency we are noting at the moment. So it's always whatever state of being we are in, that all the time reflects in front of others and reflects the people who are around us. So that's why these are called 7 Essene mirrors. And the Essenes have excuse me. So these Essenes have constructed this principle, the form of 7 mirrors of revelation, to show us that we attract people, situations, and circumstances based on our consciousness or state of mind. And we know that the consciousness is the combination of thoughts and feelings. So we create our own reality or from our own consciousness. So whatever think today or whatever state of being we are in, that's going to be created tomorrow. So we have to be vigilant, and we have to be aware and more conscious, and live our life to lead harmonious and happy life. So so in this relationship, why this relationship come into picture is like for us to grow and evolve. So we need to go through the experiences. It could be pain or pleasure, and we need to learn from the wisdom that we gain and live consciously. Then we can overcome the challenges or roadblocks, and we can get chance to evolve ourselves and reach our goal and solve the purpose of life. And then, excuse me. So usually we think that these relationships of whatever we see around us, what's going on with others, we think that, oh, this is their fault or it's a mistake is with them. But it is when you see that at a superficial level, that higher level, that's what it shows. But when you look deep within, and contemplate on that. It shows that the reality or the truth, that something, the wisdom that you need to gain, and you need to go through those lessons, pain or pleasure. So that's what usually these relationships are. So you always attract people based on your situation or state of being. So if you are in anger, you're going to attract anger everywhere, wherever you go. And usually people say, hey, I'm having a bad day today because wherever I go, I see these sad situations or, roadblocks in my way. So usually we see people talking that, but they don't realize that, that is the state of being they are, or they are in that consciousness for that particular day or particular moment, and they need to keep quiet, and they need to meditate or be mindfulness, so they can resolve those roadblocks. So when we come into this meditation, and when we learn our spiritual knowledge, then we can easily overcome those kind of challenges. So that's where this relationship talks about. And sometimes the pattern is like, always keep repeating until you learn your lesson. So otherwise it's always keep coming, and you feel frustrated with your life, and why it's happening with me. So because that shows that you have not learned completely. And sometimes we do see here and there, and we feel like we are correcting, we are coming out of those situations, and we think, oh, we are able to handle it very well. But again, the other situation come into picture in form of with other group of people or in other relationship. Then you see, oh, again I have these challenges, and again you don't understand what you need to do, because it's a group of people are different, and the actions may be different, but the feelings or emotions that you go through are same. So these are the situations where, whenever you learn one lesson, we have to be conscious and be aware, and try to apply all the principles that we learn in our day-to-day life, throughout our life, so we can live elevate, excuse me, live in awareness, full awareness, and we can evolve and know who we are, and we realize that we are the soul beings, not just the physical body, combination of body, mind, and intellect. And we need to also take that whenever we have happy moment, we ignore that, we ignore whole world, that we will be in the highest emotion, highest degree of emotion. And whenever we go into the lower energies like sad, sorrow, pain comes, then you suffer, and you don't understand that also came through you. And we don't understand that those doesn't created by others, and this is within you, and you have created those situations or attracted those circumstances. But when we learn those lessons and gain wisdom, then we can come out of it easily. And so these are the 7 seen mirrors of relationship, and why we are attracting those, and what is the relationship talks about. And now let's go to the each one of those, what those 7 are. And the first mirror is the reflection. Let me share my screen. Okay, so okay, so the first mirror talks about it always reflect to us that the status what we are in that current moment. So the relationship doesn't need to be like always with others. Sometimes we visit ourselves, and sometimes we go through our own emotions by ourselves. So it's a self image, it's a self reflection time. So those are the time we go through some emotions and feelings and some thinking. So those are the thoughts that that you need to analyze and see. When you look deep, then you understand that what is the state of being at that moment. So it could be like anger or jealous. We have seen Aishad Vargas yesterday. So those are the negative energies. That could be one of those. So we need to observe, and we need to aware of what type of emotion or state of being we are. And we need to understand the knowledge that we are soul being. We are not just the physical body, mind, or intellect. So when we have that knowledge, then we can go deep within and try to overcome those obstacles. Or if we are going through any negative emotions, we can come out of that easily. So that's the first mirror. For example, like, if you are angry or you're running late to the office and you get angry, start your journey with morning saying that you are late, and you are angry at that particular moment and that time, and you're gonna be showing the same emotion, angry emotion towards everyone. And you go to the bus stop or you drive the car, and you may come across somebody who doesn't stop at the stop line, or you go so fast and somebody honks at you, or you get into accident or delays and all those. Again, you're angry there, and that angry is carrying over the anger that you had in the morning, and that's going to be showing until you really realize that, and realize and learn that lesson, that that is the emotion that's developed within you, and that is representing outside world through others. So those are the reflections that you see. So that is a self-reflection, or that is a state of being that you are with yourself at that moment. So everywhere you go, you realize that you're having a bad day. But when you understand that, then you will easily come out of it, because this is yourself. So it doesn't, other variables doesn't involve in your life. So it is a very, when you contemplate and self reflect on your own self, when you meditate, you can easily come out of it. And the second mirror is it reflects to us in terms of judgment, the judgment that we do every day. So judge means like when you see something, talking or doing some actions in front of you, or it could be somebody's talking to you, then you judge them easily. So, that judgment comes, before the conversation will be going on, but within your mind, you will have some other perception on towards them, that, oh, these people are this, so you go through your own movie, right? So that movie is within you, whatever the state of mind you are in. And the person, that nothing to do with that, but they are just there as a mirror, and reflecting to whatever being you are, in terms of the people in relationship. So we need to understand that it happens everywhere. It doesn't matter, the other people come and the same thing you start again with them. And so probably if you are aware, and if you live consciously, if you are a meditator, you probably might see these kind of patterns going on within you. So, we don't need to, the outside world doesn't change when you change the mirror. Mirror here are like outside people or people around you or situations. So you don't need to change the situations in order to come out of it. But when you change, then that the emotion or the charge of judgment that you are carrying, that is going to go away. And that doesn't come into your life until you learn that lesson completely. It's not that sometimes you learn and sometimes you escape, and then it still comes into your life. But the good news is, like, once you're able to resolve, then you have the solution, and you just have to have a patience that you need to overcome those as time comes in, or as people come into your life. So that's why outside people are very important. We cannot just go to the Himalayas and lead your life alone, because that doesn't make you full or evolve fully, because you just be with yourself. Maybe you can control your own senses, but the other people are there for you to create test cases or test scenarios. So the outside world is very important in order to fully overcome all your negative emotions and learn your lessons completely. So, like, in this judgment, you probably you're a happy life, you can, you're nicely having that particular day, and suddenly somebody comes and tell you some news, bad news, then you start judging that. So you need to question yourself, is that my state of being right now? If it is no, then that might be the judgment that's coming from your within you. So how we can overcome that is if you are not putting any emotional charge, right? Sometimes, yeah, everybody sees the news same, everyone around you hear the news at the same time, but everybody doesn't go through the same emotion. Somebody just, if you don't give any emotional charge to that news or that negative energy, then it doesn't come to you. Even though somebody tells you, you just have a neutral emotion, or you just don't take that emotion into within you and react upon it. So that means you are able to overcome those feelings or a relationship of judgment. So that's how you have to evaluate yourself and come out of it. So if you are putting an emotional charge, that means yes, you still have those feelings or those mirror of relationship, and you need to be aware and cautious. And again, meditate every day so you can easily come out of it. And the third mirror is the mirror of reflection. In terms of the something that we lose or we lost or gave away or had taken away. So what is this one means, like what we have lost? Usually these things happens during our child days. So all outside world interact with you and you are still a child and you doesn't take any charge of your own life. So whoever puts all the emotions or depends on the environment, all the information go into your head and you're gonna lose your innocent or your honesty and all those things. And people, your parents or probably might tell you, hey, you don't know anything and don't do that. That means your sincerity or your honesty you're going to lose from there, and you could think, oh, I should not do that, or otherwise it's going to break. So many people doesn't know how to break the eggs because the parents keep them fearing, oh, you don't know, I will, let me do it. So they lose the confidence there, and you lost something when you are, as you are growing uh, child, and you realize that that thing that you are not capable of doing some challenges tasks. So those are the last, and but we whenever we see those things, whatever we lose, it could be love or compassion, all those things we lose usually because your environment doesn't support you, or the depends on your environment and the people and situation. So, and when we come out of the world, or when you become adult, then you start seeing outside world, oh, those people are so loving, oh, these parents are so compassionate, my parents are not. And you start seeing, because at that time your awareness is different level, and you can take your own charge of life, and you see outside world is completely different than the world that you are going through. So but we need to understand that we cannot, so that and you try to attract those people whatever you are losing or you're missing, and it goes on happy life for a few days, and after that those people also start behaving the same way, however their originality, and then you start, oh my gosh, I believed him, and I fell in love, and they are now changed and all. But here thing is, you cannot find that you lost something within others. So you need to think that whatever you have lost, you have to find that those emotions or feelings or those characteristics within you, because we are soul beings, we are divine beings, we have all the characteristics that divine God has, like love, compassion, or abundance, and peace and happiness. Every single thing, every human being has those, but it's all depends on what you are trying to bring. Those depends on your circumstances, relationship, or the people around you. Everything depends. So when you live conscious life, you think that, oh yeah, this love I cannot expect from husband or kids or anything. You are there to help and lead a happy life or make environment happy, because that's where you learned the bad situations, or you carried all the emotions, and you have to be vigilant, and you have to create a happy environment at least, and not others doesn't fulfill you. So when you depend on others to fulfill your desires that you lost or gave away or somebody had lost, then you always again go back to your original state, which is the painful state. And fourth mirror is the mirror that reflects to us as forgotten love or lost unfinished relationship. So this mirror is like it could be the people are showing you as you lost your, your love has been forgotten, or somebody is trying to uh, trying to escape you from and abandon you, and those kind of feelings you usually get into this in this type of relationship. uh, that means, and this could be coming from your past life. So past life, like, you probably had some good relationship, or you might be agreed on someone, or fell in love with someone, or you married with a very loved person, but you disconnected your life from that past life, and you are carrying those emotions in this life. And even though here the circumstances change, but the emotions or the thoughts that you're carrying from your past life are still you're going through those memories, and you continue those same memories and show to the people who are in front in around you. And you think even the people are showing you love and everything, and you always say, oh, you never show love, and you're not trying, you're not caring me, and all those dialogues we do here now and then. And these people say, no, I'm giving you love, I'm caring you enough, what should I do? So there you are not fully conscious, and you haven't understand the knowledge or wisdom at the time. So you always blame others, and you try to control them, because you have like that fear that they could abandon me, and those are the, even though, or sometimes it could be your way of life in this life. So even it doesn't need to be coming from past life. It could be like this is the way of style or way of environment taught you to blame someone or always control someone. So there's usually environment or the family that you grew on or outside world puts you everything in within you, and you start behaving accordingly. But when you come into the spirituality and you meditate more, then you live in conscious world, and with more awareness and more energy, then you can understand what is the emotion that's coming from you, and what you are looking outside, and why you are behaving that. And some people doesn't come, even though they want to correct the relationship with their family members or husband, but still they have so much challenges. Then people, the masters advise them to go to the past life regression, so they can go deep within, and they can guide them and ask them to see who they are, and they will connect different people, the people that you're having issues with, and you want to continue, but you cannot even continue. So that time, when you see the real wisdom and register with the soul, then you can change your life completely, and you understand the real picture, whether they have abandoned you or what happened in your life. So from where you got all those emotions. So then you can easily come out of that and make your relationship beautiful and harmonious. And next, to go to the fifth mirror, which reflects back to us as father and mother. So you see, in a family, where you don't like some habits from your father, some things from your mother, and you always try to tell them, oh, my mother parents are like this, otherwise I would have had a good life. Oh, my parents didn't give me good education, otherwise I would have been in a good position, I would have earned so much money, and all those things, we do hear those complaints or comments from us, from kids or daughters when they grow older. And we usually, in this fifth mirror, we also see that we usually, people say that we marry our parents. So whatever we are carrying, the emotions or thoughts from our parents, the same thoughts, if we don't learn what is going on and how to accept them, then the same situation it's going to appear as your husband's. That means the same thing. So if your father is a drunkard and you always blame him, or always you don't like him, you don't accept them as a parents, then the same behavior carried over to your husband, because the nature will give you those circumstances for you to learn. But we understand, oh, again, my husband is like the same person, I have to go through this life again, and why I'm having this kind of life, and why only me. So those you blame yourself, and you go into guilty, and so much pain you go through, but you never understand the wisdom of what is it's talking. So when you understand these mirrors, see how much wisdom it's coming through these 7 scene mirrors. So once you accept your parents as they are, because they have given you this life and brought you in this world, so don't you think that is enough? More than enough. So, and we also think that if we consider our parents as you consider as heavenly parents or heavenly gods. So if you don't accept your parents as they are, with full love and full unconditional love, then even the heavenly father parents, heavenly God, mother, goddess Mata, or the Shiva appears in front of you, you feel have the same feelings, because those feelings are way rooted within you in subconscious level. And wherever you go, all parents you see, oh, your parents is also like that. So that is the wisdom we need to learn. So we need to accept them completely, love unconditionally. So when you accept them, then you have evolved and you come out of that feelings and situations, and the same thing will go away from your husband, because you don't complain them, blame them, even though he's maybe temporarily they may behave for you to learn these lessons. And once you learn, oh, that's okay, you have come, some situations, circumstances made you to go through this path, that is okay. So support them unconditionally, give them love, compassion, and freedom, so they understand. Doesn't, because every people have all emotions. Again, you can't say that, oh, this is a bad person and he's a bad person. He's just showing at that moment from the state of being, his knowledge or the circumstances has made him to show that. So, but he also has a love, compassion. So when you give love, compassion, the same thing will reflect upon you. And he takes that and he accepts you. Oh, even I'm behaving so bad, rude, but she's still giving me compassion. So the bad or the unhealthy relationship doesn't go long, and you can correct those type of relationship as father and mother. So then next is the 6th mirror, which is reflects to us as darkness, and also dark night of the soul. So this mirror is like our situations or the challenges that we take in our life on this earth. So it could be like a very hard time you go through. So it could be like, some accidents you go through, or your kids or family members might be hospitalized. So this is the very, you will have dark nights those days, those time, that period of time. But if you don't understand the wisdom of what is the nature is trying to teach you, or what the relationship is teaching you, then you always keep attracting those hard times, like whatever you usually go through those emotions, it keep repeating in your life. So for example, if your husband is hospitalized, then you need to understand, oh, okay, I missed doing the service to him, or nature is teaching me that patience, love, compassion out of that circumstance. So when you don't understand that, you cannot give that, give the same love, compassion who are at the hospital. Instead of what we usually say, oh, my life is that, or they're in the hospital, and you talk to everyone, what are the emotions you are going through, what are the challenges you are taking, but you don't just give love, compassion, and freedom to that person. So that those hard time doesn't stays for a long time. So, and you learn from once you learn from that situations, you can easily come out of it. And sometimes these situations, hard situations come through the dreams. So if you're a meditator, you meditate more, then those circumstances you can see beforehand, before the hard circumstances come into your life. You know, the big things like you probably is like death or you killed someone, those dreams you do come in. And those dreams also, like, it's not like even normal people also dream, or some meditator also dream. But what is the difference between them is like the meditator, they're all fully aware, and they dream upon, like, you know, divinely God, and they lose all all these pleasures in their life, and they meditate. So they are fully conscious level. At that level, this nature will all guides you, and in terms of dreams. So, and in normal people, you know, they're just going through the emotions, like they see the movie that particular day, the horror movie, and they go through the horror emotions. So you think that, oh, these are horror emotions because I watched this movie. Because you are not fully aware and you are not living in your conscious life. So you don't think that those are the dreams that are coming to you to teach you something, because, you know, it's everything is confusion at that stage. So that's why we need to be conscious, mindfulness, and we have to meditate more. Once the dream comes into your life, then you contemplate on that. Oh, why this dream came into my life, and what I need to learn from this dream. So every dream teaches us so many things. So even I taught so much, like love, compassion towards my husband, like, you know, through this dream. So I got a very bad dream before one day before my husband got COVID and hospitalized. So then that dream changed me entirely. Before that, I always was in like an expectation level. I give something and I expect something. And, you know, even though I was a meditator, still that big wisdoms, this dark night of the soul wisdom doesn't come into your life very easily. You have to go through so much of meditation and iterations. The more sadhana we do, we can come out of these challenges and learn the lesson. So that is the sixth mirror, and the last mirror is seventh mirror, that reflects back to us as self-perception. So whatever perceptions we have, whatever emotions we usually go through, or whatever understanding we have within ourselves, right? We respect ourselves, we accept ourselves, and we love ourselves, and all those are the perceptions on yourself. So if you have the guilt or low self-esteem and all those things, then you're gonna have your relationship with yourself that, oh, you're anger person, or you feel that, oh, I easily get into anger, and I have low self-esteem or low confidence. So if you believe yourself is that, then where is the chance that you see outside world is like challenging? Or sometimes you see, like, if when you are going through those low energies or vibrating at low energies, you see outside world, oh, these are people beautiful, they are very confident, or they can achieve whatever they want. So we go through those situations, right? Some people, like sports people, they have they achieve so many gold medalists, and you see, oh, these people are so great, you know, I can't able to do that, because you are not understanding who you are. So when you understand who you are, you understand the wisdom that you are a divinely person. You can achieve whatever you want, everything within your hands, and nobody can stop you or control you to grow and achieve whatever you want. So these are the self-reflection and perception you have on your own self. So when you meditate and again and contemplate, or do some more sajjana sangatya, then you understand this wisdom, what this mirror is talking about, and you feel that you are abundant and you are loved, or you're healthy and wealthy. So all those divine characters you realize, and you also show the same thing towards your family members or friends or people around you. So you let them evolve as you evolve. So these are the 7 essential mirrors, and let's look into the relationship essentials of relationship. So these, in order to maintain our radiant life or a radiant relationship with others, we have to have some characteristics that we need to develop as we move along our way. It could be spiritual path, and when somebody doesn't come into the spiritual, they wait until the crisis happens, and then some nature will push them or pull them to towards the spirituality, and then they learn these wisdoms. So some of the essentials of relationships are self-love. So self-love is like you need to love yourself first, then only you can give same love towards people around you. So that when if you don't come into this path, you don't understand what is that self-love. So I never realized all these essentials until I came into this meditation, and I'm sure most of you do the same thing. So we have to love others, and we have to self-love ourselves, and then you can able to love others. Whatever you have within you, you can able to give the same thing to outside. And when you love self-love and you love others, then that doesn't completely, you doesn't learn the wisdom there. You also have to allow others to love you or help you. Right. So sometimes you see you are helping so much in parties and functions, you don't allow other people to help you because you want to get all the credit. And even once you come into the spirituality also, when you don't understand this one and don't completely mature enough, then you don't understand that you also need to allow others to help you or love you, or so that they can also evolve. So here self-love teaches us that love yourself, love around you, those around you, and then you allow others to love you as well. And then second one is acceptance. So you need to accept yourself first, and then you can accept others. So how do we accept ourselves? What does that mean? It means, you may do some mistakes, and then you go home and you always, those patterns are repeating in your brain. So with that, oh, I have done mistake, I have talked with that person badly, why did I do that? So you keep, when you iterate those kind of negative emotions, those emotions are going to be strengthened in your brain and goes into a subconscious level, and that becomes your behavior. So we need to understand here that you need to self-accept first. So that's okay, it happened. You have done that, the state of being at that time, the awareness at conscious level, you are that made you talk that way. So you talk, that's fine, just move on. You learn lesson, next time you just be more vigilant and more conscious. So once you learn this lesson, you do the same thing with others. So if somebody talks to you bad, then you accept them. That's okay. That is their state of being. That's fine. It doesn't matter. So, even you say it doesn't matter, then they take that so positive energy, and they also start taking showing that acceptance towards others. So see how you're influencing other people than other people. So this is a chain reaction. These emotions are chain reaction. Whatever emotion you throw outside, the same thing is going to spread. So always when you come into this path, you are more vigilant, and you understand what this wisdom is talking about. And the next one is no judgment. So it is again the self. Everything starts with self. So when you don't judge yourself, you don't judge others. So judgment again, like, you judge, oh, I should have done this way, or I should have done that way. So you judge, right? So you think that, oh, this is the right way, this is the wrong way. But you need to understand that it's right way, wrong way. When you learn wisdom, and when you are in the meditation, you understand. So everything comes with the awareness, and you also need to have that spiritual knowledge. So if you don't have knowledge, you are in ignorance. When you are in ignorance, obviously you don't know, you don't learn that wisdom, and you of course you behave that way, right? So we need to understand no judgment. When you don't judge yourself, you don't judge others, and and also you don't embrace those situations. And then the gratitude. So gratitude is usually, it comes when you are in happy state, happiness, and when you are, gratitude. But usually here, when we take this path, you all understand that gratitude towards everyone, not only the people around you who are giving you happiness, those who are giving you pain also, you have to be show gratitude, because those situations, those test cases are, without them, you don't evolve completely. And though the whoever are enemies to you, they are teaching you how to be compassionate, how to be love, or how to give love towards, and how we should not be. So those characters not be is filtered by through the enemies or through the external negative energies. So you have to think those are the stepping stones whenever you come across negative energies or the negative circumstances. Those are the stepping stones, and you have to empower yourself and heal yourself so you can evolve and reach your goal. So always have to be gratitude with everyone, the whole universe, because universe has been created by the Lord God, and you should have that understanding. And then the forgiveness. Forgiveness is like when you forgive yourself, you can forgive others. So if you do some mistakes, then you should say to yourself, say, that's okay, it happened, it's happened. So I'm forgiving you completely. So when you forgive those, and these emotions doesn't just, if you talk, doesn't come. You have to work on that. When you have to meditate, only in the meditation, your mind becomes empty and you can able to forgive yourself easily for any mistakes you have done to others, or you might have done some harm to others. So when you forgive yourself, you can forgive the same thing outside. So because outside world is exactly the reflection of yourself. So whatever we do with that within us, the same thing reflects on outside world. That's why we have to practice this self thing. And then no expectations. So don't expect a person. So we have to think that this nobody else, no external world doesn't make you happy. So don't expect anything, because you are a divine being, you are abundant, you have all the divine characteristics in you. So what are you looking outside? So this is the no expectation characteristic that teach you that excuse me. So doesn't have any, you don't expect anything outside world. And the last one is no interference. So you need to stop interfering with others. So we don't understand until we learn, come into this path again, because you think that, oh, you're trying to help them, whoever is quarreling or fighting in the relationship and the family members, you go and you sit like your boss, or you're trying to, do some justice among their wife or husband or something, but that doesn't heal anything, makes the situation worse. So we should not interfere until they come and they seek your help. And that's also, you have to help them in spiritually, not in materialistically. Should not guide them. So when you are in this path, when you understand these wisdoms, then only you can able to do that. Otherwise, we always keep looking outside world and the mistakes that they are carrying, or how can I help and all. So first you resolve all the issues within yourself, and when you come out of it completely, then you can give the same wisdom to others. So that is the no interference characteristic or attribute that we need to learn. So these are the some of the essentials that everyone needs to inculcate within them, and practice on them, and more meditate and be mindfulness, so we can live our harmonious and happy life. And next is the conclusion, friends. So always keep your heart in heaven. That means always your heart should be towards a divine being, how from where you have come, and have a sacred relationship with self. So when you have sacred relationship within you, then you have the same relationship outside world, because the external world is just reflecting on you, the way you are looking at within you. And sacred relationships transcend the challenges. So when you have sacred relationship within yourself, you can transcend all the challenges that you go through, all the relationship challenges, you overcome those, and you accept everyone as they are, and you can and everyone is heading towards that journey eventually, because even if you don't change in this life, you have to take another birth, and you have to come with some more challenges, and you have to complete until this cycle of birth and death keep repeating until you evolve 360 degrees of wisdom. And express without suppression and denial and insecurity. So you need to express yourself, without suppression. So sometimes you have all the emotions within yourself and you block, and you may think that, oh, if I say express, then the people may think this way or that way. So you don't want to express yourself completely, so that those emotions within you blocks you and takes you to the diseases level. So you need to express without any suppression or insecurity. So that also, when you express yourself, that also helps others to evolve. So usually we see these kind of things during our experience sharing in the meditation sessions. So whenever we get chance, and whatever we learned or whatever emotions we are going through, we need to express ourselves. Then we can, others can learn. And also when you express, you evolve completely, and you understand what is the state of being at the time, and you can also improve yourself. So expression is very important. To express yourself, whatever your feelings and emotions. And we must take full responsibility of our own attitude, emotions, and actions. So we should not think that our emotions are depends on others. So we have to completely take our completely responsible of our attitude. And never blame others for your own life or love or joy or abundance. So never think that, oh, I am not able to lead my happy life because of others, or I'm not able to love my family members because of others. So everything is because of others. So those should not come into your life. So when you live a mindful life, then you don't experience these kind of emotions. So, and the only reason anyone has any power over you is because you want something from them. So these are the proverb or a slogan we usually hear. So if somebody has power to you, means you have some expectations others. So never let others control you. So when you have no expectations, then they don't have any charge over you. So these are the some wisdom sharing on 7 seen mirrors, friends. And so we obviously know that we need to come out of it by daily meditation, and just find everything within, whatever you lost, whatever you are going through. If you're angry that particular day, just meditate on that, what's going on. So just sit by yourself for 15 minutes or whatever time, and then you understand what is the state of your being. So this is how we all can dissolve and lead our happy life. So hope you got some information from my experience, friends. And if you have any questions after meditation, please do ask. So we have a group of people here. We all can give you whatever wisdom we have. So thank you, friends. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you so much, Swarna ma'am. Thank you for the wonderful wisdom on 7 seen mirrors and relationship essentials. This creates the base for our today's meditation. Today's meditation will be about self-love and acceptance, the very basis which will help us understand the importance of these 7 seen mirrors and the importance of these relationship essentials that we need to work upon to be a better version of ourselves. So welcome, masters. Welcome to today's meditation. For those who are joining us for the very first time for meditation, please follow our instructions and you'll be able to get into the meditative state easily. For all the masters here, there would be a certain deep breath exercises in today's meditation. If you are medically not advised to hold your breath for a certain amount of time, you can still go ahead and follow the instructions with normal breathing process. So I would now request all of you to take a comfortable posture, relax yourself. There will be a background music that will be playing to serve you as an anchor or as a reminder for you to be attentive and aware of your breathing in the whole process. not get deviated because of your thoughts. Just keep your attention and be aware of your breathing. Let's get started, masters. My dear friends and masters, if we do not allow the natural love for ourselves to be expressed, love does not reveal its beauty very often throughout each day of our lives. Get into a very nice, relaxing position by removing any distractions for the duration of this session. For we are about to take the very first action in self-love and acceptance right now. Let that self-love and self-acceptance wash over you. You are an incredible person just the way you are. You do not need to be or do anything more than you are doing now. We are all worthy of love as we are now. You must receive all of the love that you deserve. You deserve tenderness. You deserve grace. I want you to accept self-love and self-acceptance and revel in it unconditionally. My dear friends and masters, let us prepare ourselves by taking a comfortable posture, sitting with your back straight. You may be seated on the floor or on a chair as per your comfort level. If sitting on a chair, cross your legs at your ankles. If sitting on the floor, cross your legs completely. Keeping your back straight, your palms clasped, fingers into fingers, and your eyes gently closed. Our breath has been there literally our entire lives, changing as needed to the demand of exciting circumstances and flowing effortlessly when we are resting. As we go ahead and practice few deep breaths, it is proven to change our bodies and minds for the better. We shall be taking 5 full and deep breaths, holding it for a certain moment and then naturally exhaling. Take the first deep breath in, a big breath, expanding your belly and lungs as much as you can. Hold it and exhale gently with relief. Take the second deep breath in, inhaling fresh oxygen that will be supplied to your bloodstream. Holding it to soak in and exhaling without any effort. Taking the third deep breath in. Inhale, feeling rejuvenated by this breath. Hold it and exhale easily. Taking the fourth deep breath in. Inhale, noticing how breathing fully comes naturally to you. Hold it and let it soak in. And exhale any tension or worry. And finally, the fifth deep breath in. Inhaling fully as an act of self-love, as an act of self-acceptance. Holding this breath to feel this love and exhaling into complete relaxation. Let your breath flow at a pace without any effort from now. Just be aware of your natural breathing process. With these 5 deep breathing exercises, you are commanding your body to rest, which in turn relaxes and rejuvenates you. This, my dear friends and masters, is self-love in its simplest form. Let us now honor ourselves by relaxing our mind even further. Allow your breath to relax you. If there are thoughts that are arising in your mind, one after the other, let them come and watch them go away. Just be with your breathing. Watch your in-breath and your out-breath. Just be with your breath. My dear friends and masters, to have great self-love, you must expand the good things you feel about yourself and challenge every negative thought as soon as they arise. Hear yourself saying, "When I fully love myself, I am able to fully love others." Say to yourself, "Deciding to love myself is a wonderful agreement." Say to yourself, "Each day, every moment, I allow my love for myself to grow more and more." I'm worthy of love and I honor the joy that comes with it. Today, I love myself even more than yesterday. The more I love myself, the more acceptance I have of myself. The more I love myself, the better my entire health. I have unconditional love within me that overflows in abundance to those around me. Take a few moments and revel in this self-love and this beautiful energy of self-acceptance. having a deep sense of gratitude on identifying with your self-love and self-acceptance, it is now time to prepare and return to your physical form. Allow your breath to bring you back, feeling relaxed, feeling light. Bring your awareness onto your body. Move your fingers, wiggle your toes. Slowly unclasp your palms. Rub your palms together and gently place them over your eyes. Slowly open your eyes on the count of 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Whenever you feel ready, with a beautiful smile, you may release your palms and welcome back, Masters.
Thank you. Thank you, Sneha, ma'am. It was a wonderful meditation.
Thank you, ma'am.
Wonderfully guided us.
Whenever you are ready, Masters, we are now open for your questions and your sharings.
Thank you, Sneha, with your wonderful meditation. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Ramakrishna, do you have something to share, or you have a question, or?
No, sir. I was just moving the screens. No, thank you.
Yeah, okay, that's fine. That's fine. So, Masters, if anyone wants to share your experience, or if you have any question related to the class that what has been Swarna Madam went through today with the 7 Asian mirrors, so please raise your hand. We can go through.
Sridevi, ma'am, please unmute yourself.
Yeah, thank you. Madam, your voice is so good actually in the meditation, I can like get along with that voice.
Thank you. Thank you.
So thank you so much, and I have a question for, other madam. What is scared relationship means, madam?
I'm sorry. Say that again, ma'am.
Like
Scared.
the first
Sacred.
sacred relationship, what is that means? The I was not getting the definition of that.
Means a sacred relationship is like a very divine relationship within yourself, right? So we know that we are divine beings. So when you have that knowledge, and when you understand what it is, then you have self-love and self-acceptance. So when you have cultivate those things, then you can maintain your relationship in sacredly, okay, very divinely.
Okay.
There is no unconditional.
Oh,
There is no.
thank
Actually,
Okay.
Swarna,
Thank you,
you
Swarna,
may
madam.
probably give an example. For example, the relationship that a mother has with a child. How would you call it? What is the nature of the relationship that a mother has with its child? Is it divine?
Yeah,
That is the kind of
yeah.
relationship that you can take.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Chandra.
And one more thing, Swarna madam, like some of these, right, like now you explained and now we kind of, relate, right, what's happening. And now I see like today's one of the point is if you judge yourself like, oh, I'm not doing good, or I am not this thing, that thing, and then eventually you end up judging others also, right? So now I understand this one, but still after 2 days I still do same thing. So how do I, even though I know it, like before I was not knowing, so that's fine, because you are not aware of that, but now I know it, but I still after 2 days I'm still end up doing it. How do I overcome that situation? Like,
Yeah, very good question, ma'am. Yeah, so you're saying you already know now, so your journey is 50% complete, right? Now you're aware. So now your journey starts with this understanding that judgment is not good. So you have to be in awareness. You have to increase the energy. Okay, you have to meditate more. And whenever you come across these kind of judges, you might be judging yourself or judging outside, then this pattern will be keep repeating to you. Then think that, when you are in awareness and you are living consciously, that all that question or self contemplation thing comes to you automatically, that why it is happening, why am I doing? So meditate, increase your more energy, then you will that concept, the knowledge, the wisdom that you learned, that come into your to yourself, then you stop. Oh, I'm judging here, I should not do that, that's not good. So you just have to keep repeating yourself those lessons learned, and just live in with full of awareness. You understand, ma'am?
yeah, thank you. Yeah,
Got that right?
I'm trying. Right, yeah. So is
Okay.
knowledge and wisdom is same or is it different? Like just two different words?
Yeah, these are two completely different. It's a big difference between knowledge and wisdom, because knowledge is like whatever you learn in books, or like you learned some knowledge now from wisdom sharing today's session, right? But the wisdom comes when you go through the experiences, right? See, I tell you anger is not good, but you also understand, oh yeah, anger is not good, because the whole world says anger is not good. But when somebody comes in front of you, there's some characters you don't like, you automatically show your anger, right? Even though you know
Right.
anger is not good. So you have to, so people will keep coming into your life, whatever characteristics are hidden within you. So slowly, when you are in this spiritual path, slowly, automatically you come out of that negative energies. But if you are not, then the crisis will happen. So much pain, and you go through the sorrows because of those emotions and health issues. And then nature will teach you in force way. Then you know, oh, okay, I should be keep quiet now because nothing resolves and nothing making me happy. Then you be quiet. And so then you understand that lesson in harder way. Okay, so the wisdom is when you learn from that knowledge, whatever you learn. So that's called the wisdom. Once you know the wisdom, again, you learn that, and you show sometimes, you don't show other time. That means at least you are showing the 50% of the time. That means you are moving forward with your journey. So
Okay.
don't discourage yourself. Yes, oh, why did I show? I was so all right. I was able to come out of that, but not today. So that's okay. This may be like a little harder challenge if you are going through the same emotion. that's fine. You can overcome it as you overcome the other day. So you just have to increase your energies and be confident, be strong, and understand who you are. So when you meditate
Sure.
more, these are the things come into your life, and then you can easily overcome it. So is that
Yeah.
clear, ma'am?
Yes, madam. Thank you so much, Swarna madam.
Sure.
Thank you so
Let me
much.
add one thing. The subtle
Yes, sir.
difference between the two is one is theoretical, the other one is practical.
Right.
Okay.
Make it very simple. Wisdom is practice, what you experience after you have applied what you have learned. What you have learned is the knowledge.
Yeah, sure. Thank you, sir. Wonderful.
Any other question?
Today I was waiting from 8 o'clock itself, 30 minutes I was waiting for this session to start. Like I see like it's like some addiction going on. Like, thank you so much.
Yeah, wonderful, ma'am. You are doing great job. Just continue.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you so much. You all doing, I hope one day I will join your group,
Yes, Sridevi madam, where are you
I
from? Are you from USA or you are from India?
yeah, I am in Charlotte, North Carolina, sir.
Ah, okay.
Yeah, very close to you. Yeah, but I still need to work on myself, couple of months or a year. Thank you so much.
Krish, sir, please go ahead and unmute yourself.
Oh, hello. Today's session, 7 mirrors, that is really, really good. If we follow that, I think just follow that, it's a life-changing, everything pretty much to be happy is included in that. So I think just one day probably not sufficient. And I hope we will get a chance to hear that. Today we heard it. It has to digest and go through or sink in the mind. Hopefully one day we will hear that again. And thank you to Swarna madam. And I want to thank Ashok ji for bringing me to this program. And Snehaji, your voice is melodious. It's holding it to the meditation, and it's a God-given gift, to you. And we are all blessed to have you in this program. And thank you all the masters who are involved into this and arranging it. And I have not seen or heard so much of value in any of the programs which I come across. So I thank everyone, all the organizers and the participants. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you for the kind words.
Thank you, Chris sir.
Thank you. Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you.
Sir, I do have a question if I can ask.
Yeah, please.
So I've been thinking about the 7 mirrors in a professional working environment. We judge others and we are judged always. It is a continuous day-to-day process from morning to evening. But We also show some compassion when we allow some mistakes to be made by others, okay, in terms of the time management, keeping time, not doing things, all that, right? At the same time, we do get angry. This is a circle that goes on every day. So where do we draw the line between judging others and letting go?
Yeah, very good question, sir. So the judging here is like, what are you trying to judge, right? We are doing our duty. So when we do sincere work, I understand that people do judge us, but when we are delivering our work sincerely with the full focus, and we need to have express continuously if you are seeing some misunderstanding or judgments keep coming, then just you show your work and show your gratitude, and you have to increase your energy. So when you increase your energy, we have something we call as aura. We also have an aura around us. So when you go with the compassion and so much understanding and love with the group, the whole environment changes automatically. So then people they accept you, they don't judge you, and you accept them. When you don't accept others, then judgment comes into picture. So this is basically, we need to correct ourselves. But in superficial level, we think that, because this became a tradition, like everyone says, oh, you understand what is a workplace, right? You understand how this goes, right? So this became like a chain reaction, and it became like hardened in our subconscious level. But and when we really understand, this is like we need to improve on and accept yourself, accept others, and that's how you can overcome it, sir. So everyone needs, like, great job, great person. So when they have a divine person around them who doesn't allow them, right? So that's my understanding, sir, and that's how I show myself at the workplace. So if anyone has any other inputs, please do share. Thank you, sir. Does that make sense, sir? Or do you have any comments or any questions?
No, I have only one thing to add, Swarnaji, for what you said. So Ramakrishna Garu, when you are thinking about the other person is judging about yourself, then don't even think about that the other person has been judging. So just take that one out of the equation. That's the first thing that I can tell from your question. So how do you know that other people are judging you? So majority of the times, whether that is right or wrong, why do we need to think about the other people are judging about us? So that is one thing. And then when you are actually coming to us, when you are trying to judge the other people, just to see that consciously, and if you are going to be aware, then you have the answer for yourself. And rather than, and you also mentioned that sometimes we do get angry from the judgments. Yes. So when you are consciously aware of those things, then you can actually convert that anger into a different emotion. And that's where Swarna Madam just mentioned about that when you are actually being with more compassion and love, but maybe you can turn that one into a different way, that you can actually bring your colleague to have a discussion in a different direction rather than having that angerness. So if you just make a small change in yourself, how you are looking at the other people, so that judgment is going to go away, and there is something else which is going to come into that place. Just check.
Okay, sure. Thank you. Thank
Sure,
you, ma'am.
if I may add, but if it is the work environment, then I mean, my personal take is that there is a role that you are expected to play. Now, the role that we have, the justice is to the position that we are holding. So sometimes, see, these are not personal relationships, but professional relationships. Right now, does a SN mirror not reflect in a professional relationship? It does. But then if it is attached to the responsibility that you have to make certain moves, right? Then I don't think we should apply SN methods. Whereas when it is a personal relationship, then I would definitely apply the 7 SN methods. Coming to work environment, we have to be compassionate. We cannot simply display anger, etc., frustration, and all. If it is not justified, and then we display, then we are wrongfully hurting someone. That is where we need to take the theme out of the 7 SN mirrors and apply it. But if it is something that is justified, no questions asked. Because professional environment is not where we rule by emotions.
Yeah.
So that's the way I would look upon it. Maybe I differ with many who have expressed their opinion, but
it's a
that's
very
what I
personal perception. Yeah, I agree, but everybody goes by their own perception and everybody has their own. Because after I came into this path, then I see completely differently that the work environment and personal environment both are the same. So how you treat it.
So let me chime in, Ravi.
You are handling. Yeah, go ahead, Ravi.
No, I think in professional environment, right? So for example, if you're a manager, you are supposed to judge people by certain criteria when you do their performance evaluation and things like that. So that's inevitable. You cannot just say that I'm not going to write the review based on that criteria, depending on that organization. But I think it's more important is how you deliver that reviews with the wisdom and the knowledge that we are learning here. I think we can do a better job at it. As far as thinking about how others are judging, I think this would help you even in your professional setup. So at least you can shield yourself from other judgments, perceptions, and things like that. But professionally speaking, again, even though if you shield, sometimes you probably need to know in order to be successful how to progress with your career. So I totally agree with Chandra sir. I think they're two different beasts, the professional and personal. Personal, you have a lot more control. In a professional setup, you don't have that same control.
Yeah. Yeah. And I would like to add at the end of the day, don't take anything home.
Yeah.
And judge yourself on that, based on that.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, good. Yeah. Thank you very much. Good wisdom. Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah, as long as we don't take it any personally, right?
Yeah.
So
yeah.
just don't take anything personally. Just do at your, whatever you need to do at that point of time, without harming anyone, without hurting anyone. You're doing your duty, right? Everybody, you do reviews for 10 people, 10 ways. Same thing, even if you write, 10 people take it differently. So it's not your job. Never think from their point of view. Think always your point of view. What we are doing. Are we doing dharma? So always like a dharma. Or are you mixing with politics or some person to person? Do you have that kind of? No. Keep love, equally oneness. And then that point of view are writing. And we are writing constructive feedbacks, right? So when you are writing, you want your mind is to give them some constructive feedback so they can evolve. So the mindset should be changed in a positive way. So when you have positive mindset, doesn't matter what others think, right? We never think about others. So that's why we have to meditate more when we come into this spiritual path. We live in more awareness. Otherwise, we always blame, we are judged. How do we know that they are judged? Because the same thing, the reflection judging is showing outside, like, how we see the 7 mirrors of a relationship. That is exactly what's going to happen. You think if somebody is judging you or somebody is guiding you, that means something is lacking within you. So,
yeah.
Yes, sir. Yeah. Thank you, everyone, for the inputs.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Thank you.
Thanks.
Okay. Yeah. For today, we are going to close the session.